Hey everyone, this is Eliza Smith-Driggs.
And Adam Gaia.
And we're going to be talking about adding, subtracting, and multiplying functions.
Alright, let's get started.
And I'll wait. Okay, so for these functions, you're going to be given f of x and g of x. For this example, we're going to have f of x be 5x and g of x be 7x plus 2. Okay, so for our first example in addition, we're going to use f of 3 and g of 3. So when we add them, it's going to be f of 3 plus g of 3. And when it gives you 3, like f of 3, you plug the 3 into the f of x function equation, and that will give you 15. And g of 3 will give you 23. Then when you add them, it's 38. Okay, so for example, for subtraction, we're going to be using g of 2 and f of 6. So g of 2, when you plug into the g of x equation, it just gives you 16. And when you plug in 6 to the f equation, it gives you 30. So it's 16 minus 30, which is negative 14. Okay, so this is going to be a mixed equation of addition and subtraction. So we're going to use g of 3 minus f of 2 plus f of 6 minus g of 1. You may look at this and be like, oh my gosh, this is really hard, but it's really simple actually. So you do g of 3, you just plug it into the g equation and it gives you 23. And then you plug in f of 2 and it gives you 10, and then f of 6, which is 30, and g of 1, which is 9. And you do the appropriate signs, and then you add and subtract them, and it gives you 34. So it's really not that hard, kids. Okay, so for the multiplication examples, we're going to use f of 2 times g of 3 for our first one. And that's the same thing as always. You just put in the 2 and put in the 3, and it gives you 10 times 23, which is 230. And then one more example, they might throw at you a g of 6 times g of 2, or g of x times a g of x, with different x's, of course. And in this case, it would be 44 times 16, which is 704. So just be ready for one of those. Alright, so for our last example, we're going to do a mix of addition and multiplication. So we're going to do g of 2 plus f of 6 times g of 3. And so you just do the same thing as always. You plug in 2 in the g of x, and then 6 in the f of x, and then 3 in the g of x. That gives you 16 plus 30 times 23, which is 706.
Alright then, that wraps it up for today's secondary 2 lesson.
And we're going to wrap it up with a joke. Alright, are you ready, Adam? Alright, so, how did Harry Potter get down the hill?
How?
Walking. J.K. Rowling.
Ha 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 ha. Alright, hope this was helpful. Bye.
See you guys.